All right, welcome everybody. This is the Wow Wellness team. We just got back from, many of us just got back from Day of Discovery, which is the annual convention that Solex had. I am Daryl. Dr. Daryl is how I'm known. And Marianne is joining me from the co host chair. Thank you for being here.
Hi, Dr. Darrell. Happy to be here.
Thank you. So, you didn't make it to Day of Discovery. Do I understand that right?
I did not. From Canada, I looked at some of the flights and they were like ridiculous.
Yeah.
And so it was like 18 hours just travel time. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm not that far from Utah. So I decided that it just wasn't going to work. And next year we're driving down, me and some of the girls and the guys. We're gonna drive down to Utah. And so we'll be there for next year. We're super looking forward to it.
Very, very cool. You heard about a lot of the things we came. So I am going to open up the floor. I'm not going to monopolize any time here. I monopolized enough time over the weekend. Um, the Solex launched the Hub, which is amazing. Solex launched new updates to the scanner, and I didn't hear them talk about the transducer holders at all. Now I probably missed that. Maybe it happened while I was backstage somewhere, but I didn't hear him talk about the transducer holders for AO tunes. Did you hear about that?
I didn't hear much about that, Dr. Darrell. Everybody was focused mostly from what I was getting, the information that I was getting on the new scans, the new products, and the hub.
Well,
So,
I think that that's
um,
one of the major things because when I found out about that, I got out of my seat and bought it. But again, I just saw it on the list. I didn't hear anybody even talking about it. If you have the transducers for AO tunes, the tuning forks, you got to physically hold them in your hands and sometimes they will hang. Well, they came out with these adapters now where you can just hold them now like regular tuning forks. All right, I am going to just open up the floor. Anybody who wants to come on and talk about anything Solex related, Day of Discovery, the new products, give a testimonial, anything, just click on React and raise your hand. Or if you've got your camera on, physically raise your hand, and I will add you to this call so that we can have a discussion about any of that. I don't see anybody. All right, gotcha. All right, let's
I see
start.
Shalou
All
and
right.
Kathy Edward.
All right, let's start with Shalou. Hang on. All right, here we go. Shalou, can you unmute?
Hello.
Hey,
Oh, I'm we're beside each other, so we just got to move. I'll
it's
turn
all
my volume
right.
down. Okay. How are you doing?
Hey, good to see you.
Thank you. Oh my goodness. I have been, I guess I'm going by the payments coming on off my thing, I think 2 months, and my mind is blown with all the things that I've seen possible and happen. And I was so
This is how you
excited
can
when
tell. I'm so
Marianne.
sorry to interrupt you, but this is how you can tell somebody made a good investment. She doesn't even know how long she's been paying for it because it doesn't even matter. She's so excited.
Yeah, right. Um, like I'll be honest, when Marianne first started doing the scans, I was skeptical. I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
okay, I don't know what she's talking about. I feel nothing until that one Zoom call, Marianne, when you were like, I'm going to do a 30-second scan right now. And I had not told you that I had a knot in my shoulder blade in the back there. And in that 30 seconds, I could feel the energy just, and then it was gone. And I
Mm.
was like, okay, what just happened? you know
Wow.
and then I was sold. I'm like, okay. And then I've still been testing it, right?
Mm-hmm.
I have the live blood analysis nurse come to my house, and so I'd already run the scans on my people before she came, and everything she said I'd already seen on the scans.
Yeah. Yeah.
It blew me away. She was like, how do you know all this? And I'm like, well, because the scans showed me. She
Yep.
goes, why am I here then? I said, to prove to me that the scans work.
Confirmation.
Right?
Yep.
So it's just been one thing after another. I mean, I've been able to help a woman in Bulgaria. I'm in Barrie, Ontario, Canada.
Yeah.
Another lady is in New Jersey. I've got clients, all across Canada that I'm able to help. But as Marianne wanted me to update on the baby, the most, impactful that just really is dear to my heart was there was a baby born August 22nd. And my friend called me up, I think 3 days after, And she was like, oh my God, this baby was just born. And the mother had infection in the amniotic fluid, and it's gone into the baby. And the baby was literally on breathing tubes. Like, she's like, it's not looking good. So right away, I started sending the frequencies. And so it was like Monday night, Tuesday night, I sent the frequencies. Wednesday, I get a picture that the baby is off the breathing tubes.
Wonderful.
And so I still kept sending the frequencies.
Yep.
And by Friday, the baby was out of ICU, still in the hospital, but having the first feeding with the mom.
Beautiful.
And then a week later, the great grandma was finally able to hold the baby. And just this past Tuesday, which would have been yesterday, I got the update that by the 13th, the baby was home, because she told me that the only reason they were still keeping the baby in the hospital was because they needed the blood plasma to be cleaned. So I ran the cleanse blood plasma program constantly, plus boosting the immunity and all of that. And by the 13th, the baby was home. So it's just so amazing, like so impactful as to what we can do with this.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
That's a heartwarming story, I'll tell you. Heartwarming. Wow. Am I on twice?
You are, but that's just because of a little glitch.
Oh, oh my goodness. Well, Shalu, thank you for sharing that story, because I know that when, it all first started, we were all so concerned for the baby, and, I only heard about it, a week later. But anyways, thank you for sharing. You have the best stories. I love them.
Yeah, thank you so much.
My pleasure.
Kathy.
Thank you.
Yep. Let me see.
We have a Kathy Edwards who wanted to also share something.
Yep, Kathy, you go right ahead.
Hi, everyone.
Hey.
So I've been doing this a little over a month now, and I'm just blown away with the results that I've been seeing, and hearing Shalu's stories as well, knowing full well that this technology, honestly, it's to explain it to people on how it works. And now I understand so much more with Marianne explaining it. Distance healing at its best. I have had such a great result with my aunt in Northern Ireland, who is suffering from high blood pressure as well as leaky valve. So I've been sending her the comprehensive, the vitals, all of that, and sending her playlists, and it's been helping. Although, unbeknownst to them, I've been doing this and getting good doctor's reports the very next day when I know she's heading to the doctor. And, she's all of a sudden better for her doctor's appointment. Anyway, I know it's working, and it's working 3,000 miles away for me, as well as my mother as well has been suffering from cellulitis from March of 2023 to another bout in March of 2024. And then last Tuesday, I get a phone call, because I was here with Shalu, and I thought, oh my goodness, I have to leave. Mom's not well again. And it was, again, inflammation of her wrist. It was her cellulitis reoccurring, because the last 2 times I tried to treat her, and family wanted the allopathic way, so she went on antibiotics. So it did not resolve her cellulitis. So now, 6 months later, here we go again. So Tuesday, I started her treatment with the comprehensive scan, the vitals, the body systems, but I also made playlists for her. And by Tuesday night, she was feeling a bit better. Wednesday, my first wand arrived. So then I started the whole treatment again, all the scans, and I put the wand on her this time. And by that night, she couldn't believe it. And I said, okay, tell me, Mom, what are you feeling? What are you feeling? And she said, oh, I don't know. I've still got a little bit of a feeling there, but could you please tell me? Have you got 100% pain still, or what? She says, no, I have like 10%. Her cellulitis had gone down in less than like 36 hours. Whereas before, it was a 2-week ordeal where she had to move in with us. She couldn't function, to a 36-hour, and still I didn't have to sleep over. She didn't have to come with me. That resolved in 36 hours. But I also was giving her the methylene blue. and getting that into her system. And I honestly think that it's working on a bit of her cognitive ability now too, because it's getting in her system.
Yeah.
So
Are you
along
talking
with
about the methylene blue?
yeah,
Because
yeah,
that is that's been studied for cognitive issues.
yes.
Yeah.
So I see a slight improvement. Mind you, she's only been on it a week, but I'm seeing it now, and I'm going to keep going with that. Marianne, you recommended that book, and it's been tremendous in helping us with dosages and knowing what to do. So thank you for that. So yeah, and then I have several clients that I've been doing scans with, and they're seeing improvements as well. But I guess that their ailments aren't as pronounced as what those other ones were. They really appreciate the scans because the healing frequency playlists that I've been sending have really been helping with their issues as well. So I just wanted to give a shout out there because when something happens as closest to what you're dealing with, that's when your aha moments come. That, oh my goodness, where has this been? I'm blown away with the technology and what it does.
Beautiful.
It's amazing.
Beautiful.
Thank you, Kathy.
You're welcome.
Yes, Kathy. Thank you so much.
We're excited
Thank
up here
you.
in Canada. Dr. Carol, we're darn excited. Let me tell you, there's stuff going on.
Anybody else have anything they want to add? Either raise your hand by clicking react or raise your hand in the camera and one of us will see you. Oh, there you go. Hold on. I got
What's
you.
it?
All right. Go ahead and unmute and speak to us.
I'm just going to close the blind behind me. I'm realizing that it's really glary.
Beautiful blinds. That's a beautifully blue sky
There.
back there.
Is that
Where
better?
are you at?
I am in a little community called DeRoche, British Columbia. Boy, my hair's a little mess. I'm just outside, about 45 minutes east of Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, so lots of mountains behind me and in front of
Yeah.
me as I look around. I live in a
Wonderful.
beautiful area. So, yeah, I'm just really, I have a renewed and very intentional passion for these products in the very recent days. I'm fairly new to Solex, but after Day of Discovery, I
So you
wasn't
were there?
physically there, but I wasn't able to
Okay.
be there, but I was
Okay.
very much kind of tracking with Dr. Sheila. But I wanted to hop on because I've been working with the AO scanner for a while. My husband's been working with it. We've been using it with our pet and just kind of getting familiar. I'm a therapist by training. I'm a trauma therapist. I've been in private practice for a very long time. And so the healing modalities are really important to me. But I was away a weekend ago with my mom. We have an annual mother-daughter theater extravaganza that we do once a year in Vancouver. And she's nearly 80 next, but she's very on the ball and lives life and does her things. But she's had a lot of mobility issues, a lot of swelling in her legs and feet. And we were, away and she was wanting to enjoy her time. And so the long and short of it is that, she had never seen the scanner. And I said, well, why don't we give it a try? She was interested. She's always interested in what I'm doing. And just ran some frequencies for her overnight. We'd been out walking around Vancouver. We'd been to, we have a big festival in Vancouver, Shakespearean Festival. So it had been like, a long day. And I couldn't even see her ankles by the end of the day. So she got up in the morning and I had just run some Cepheid frequencies for her, created a playlist around inflammation and swelling and pain. And she got up the next morning and she was actually kind of freaked out, to be honest. It was almost like she's looking at me and she was kind of a bit like, what is this magic unicorn frequency stuff? Because her ankles and legs were completely normal in the sense of like no swelling. But more than that, she was literally marching up and down our hotel room because she said, I never can get out of bed like this and move around to this degree with this much flexibility. She said, I have no pain. And even her hip, she couldn't usually reach down to put her socks on her one foot. And so she was absolutely amazed. And so both her and her husband now are looking at having a scanner for themselves at home. But I just continue, I just get so excited about how we're able to empower people in their own homes and in their own lives with this technology, and just give their health back to them, without it having to cost a fortune and go to see somebody and all of the things. So I just wanted to hop on and share that because she was absolutely thrilled. And that maintained for a couple of days. We ran frequencies the whole time we were away and she was really able to see the difference. So yeah, that's my little testimonial.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're
Mary Ann, you
welcome.
want to say anything about that?
Well, here we go in Canada again. Like I said, we're all fired up. Thanks, Jillian. I know
Yeah.
that there's a lot of wonderful stories happening in the US and Australia and Europe and all over the world. I just, this is my favorite time of the week, you guys. Seriously, if I can be on these calls, and you'll probably hear my mouth on here lots because I'm always like, I'll co-host. Because it's just, it's so much fun and it's uplifting. And seriously, I can feel my cheeks are starting to already get red again because of the excitement and just what's possible globally. You know, we're raising people's frequencies, their moods. Collectively, this does impact the world, our communities, our towns, our families.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, what I've done is, like I said, I live on a remote island. I've taken a picture of the island from Google Earth, and I put it in the scan. And I run beautiful scans on the island for all my neighbors. And so, like, the possibilities are endless.
Yep.
And I think you're only limited by how big you can think or how small you can think. So,
Yep.
oh, I have one. Okay, do you want to hear a really weird one? I'm going to do it real quick. I had heard of other people who were scanning like vehicles and a washing machine that were having issues because everything has a level of consciousness and everything is energy. And so I have a Dyson. It's a rechargeable vacuum cleaner. I've had it for 13 years. It doesn't owe me a cent. And it just kind of like wouldn't recharge. And so I was like, oh, darn, you know, up here in Canada, everything costs so much. It's like about another $500 just to buy one of those. And so I was like, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to, I'm going to do everything first. You know, I'm going to try everything I can. So I literally took a picture of it, put it in my scan. Now, you guys, I had tried numerous times to charge it. It wouldn't take a charge. And so it would run for 30 seconds and then it wouldn't run. So I know this sounds crazy, but you have to trust me on this. So I took the picture, put it in the scan, and I started running scans on it for stamina, health, recovery, all these things. I let it go for 3 hours and then I was like, okay, I'm going to give her a try. I unplugged that charger and it took off and it's still, and in fact, I think it's running better than it was before. Now, what are the chances, you guys? Now, I don't want to sound like I'm too crazy, but like I said, don't limit yourself. Everything is energy.
That's right. That is so right. That is pretty amazing. That is really amazing. All right. I am looking at a different screen, so I can't see everybody because more people have their cameras on than screens. So if you have something you want to say, go ahead and click on react and click raise your hand, or physically raise your hand. And I'm scrolling through to see if there's anybody who wants to say anything. All right. Hang on, Mary. All right. Do this.
I got a call from Zane because Dawn called me yesterday wanting to know about Puerto Rico. I told her, I said, you can try and get it in product. Good luck.
Someone
Okay.
else is unmuted. Who is that?
Shalu, we can hear you.
Oh, that's all right.
Shalu,
No, I got
can
it.
hear
I got
you.
it.
I think Kathy must, there we go. All right,
Yeah.
we're good.
Okay. Okay.
Mary.
Okay. Well, I have been on the scanner for a few months now, working with it. And I took a call from this Wednesday night call is amazing. So thank you guys for all three doing it. But Dr. Darrow, you were on one day and you said to tell people that this is a biofeedback device. I just need to capture your voice and I can send you some information about you. So I wasn't able to, you know, like communicate that very well to people until I got that. I wrote down what he said. So I said to my sister had tumors in her foot. But her worst problem is that she's had migraine headaches for her whole entire life. Recently, they found in 2021, they found she had a tumor in her brain and they took the tumor out and her headaches got worse. And so she's a therapist and she's a therapist to therapist. And so she wasn't able to work. And so I called her when she did this foot thing. She had to have surgery. And I said, can I send you some healing frequencies? I have a biofeedback device and all I need to do is capture your voice, la, la, la. She goes, oh, sure. I'm like, really? Because she is totally not, you know, she's totally medicine the whole way. And she just laughs at me sometimes, stuff I do. But so I started sending her the frequencies for migraines and for healing of the foot. So we just went to a wedding last week in Wyoming, and all of us, all my siblings were there. And I asked her, I said, what do you do? How are your headaches? And she just looked at me. She goes, well, I don't know. She said, I'm afraid I'm going to jinx myself if I tell you they're better.
Mm-hmm.
But she said, I am not having migraine. She's had these her entire life.
Yeah.
Migraines. I felt so when we were growing up, I felt like she was my best friend, but I lost my best friend when she had a headache because she'd be out for a day, like in the dark room. And I
Mm-hmm.
felt so bad for her. And I felt like I was deprived because I didn't get to see my sister. So I really wanted her to be better, So anyway, she's like, I don't know what it is or that stuff you're sending me, but I really appreciate your sending it to me and keep sending it. So that was for me to help my sister like that was priceless. And I just got off the soccer field. I had a mom down on the soccer field. I met her. I'm like, hey, you got to see this. So me and this mom were sitting there. We're sending frequencies to herself. And she said, oh, my allergies. And my son plays soccer. Can you help him? I'm like, yeah, sure. So I'll meet with her and we're going to have like a little talk. And we're going to, as she's going to get her own scanner. She's like, oh my gosh, this is so amazing. I've been sending frequencies to my business. We own a business. And when I send the success frequencies to my business, people just buy stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So it's really, really appreciate this amazing technology, what it can do. I'm better. I feel better than I have an immune issue. So I feel better than I have in my life. I'm so grateful for it. So yeah,
Thank
thank you
you for
guys.
that. That is amazing. That is amazing. And one of the things about helping our families, it gives us such validation when we can help our families. I mean, such validation. Thank you.
What I love is how easy it was for her to share the scan. I mean, she took the opportunity to soccer match, Mary, and you ran a scan on somebody next to you. And the next thing you know, you empowered them so that they can take back, that power of looking after their own health, their family and friends. I love
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. And now with the new multi-scan that came out, I don't know whether or not that's going to be a great thing for people who want other people to get their own scanner, because now it's so much easier to scan people. Like I put my whole family, I get my family in a group, and every day I used to have to go in and scan my mother. I had to scan my daughter. I had to scan my nephew. Now I'm doing it in one click every day. And I can still go behind that and do some other things if I want, but it takes me less time to scan everybody because I used to have to go in and do vitals and optimization separately. Now I could do them both in one click. I can click it and it optimizes and I can really forget about it and just come back. I come back 15 minutes later and click send reports, so it makes this whole thing so much easier. But again, let me not occupy time. Anybody who wants to join us, feel free to say something. You can type your name in the in the chat and let me know that you want to come on. I'll bring you on. You can physically raise your hand. You can click react and raise your hand. But Marianne, any thoughts on any of this before anybody else hops up on here?
Well, yes, I really enjoy the essential oils and the new programs that
Yeah.
have been added. Like that's a game changer again. The products, if we ever had any problems with our clients or our families or ourselves that have metabolic disorder or metabolic syndrome, they call it. Solex has just like launched such an amazing product for gut health.
Mm-hmm.
And which is, we know that the majority of your immune system comes from your gut, right? And
Yep.
a lot of our mental capacity, like the stomach, the gut brain connection. So I was super, super excited about that. Really excited. And that youth program, my gosh, you guys, if you could take 1 tablespoon of this youth, it's a supplement. It would be equivalent to, over 60 steaks for amino acids, 34 turkey legs, something like this. I mean, it is incredible. And we know that the amino acids are the building block of the body and that we all need them. And, it helps with the collagen in our body that we so need, replenishing that. So I'm like really, I bought the special pack for sure. And there was a great deal on it, Dr. Daryl.
Mm-hmm.
There's a great deal on it. I think there's about, I think a $40 or $50 savings if you buy the pack. So
Yep.
anyways,
Yeah, everything was awesome. Everything was awesome. Linda, hey.
Hi, I'd like to say that I've had some scans. I don't have them personally, but my wonderful sister Marianne has been giving me scans, and I went from being not being able to leave the home, massive headaches, fog, couldn't talk. My body was just not working at all. And we started, I think it was in October, Marianne, wasn't it?
Yeah, it
Yeah,
was a year ago. Yeah.
yeah. So
Almost a year ago.
in
Mhm.
October, and today I'm able to get on with my regular life. I'm doing, headaches are gone. My body is responding wonderfully. I don't have to worry about um, walking. Balance has come back, but my cognitive ability is so much better.
Good.
Yeah, wonderful. I'm just so grateful for the help.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And when you, again, as I mentioned earlier, when you can help your family, it means everything.
Yeah,
Absolutely everything.
Mhm.
yeah.
Yep. Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much. Well, look at you.
Well, it's just as much of a gift for me as it is for her, because I know that everybody on this call and or anybody who's received the benefit, but when you're the one that initiated it and you can help somebody, you can't put a price tag on that. It just you feel very elated and it's wonderful and yeah.
I absolutely agree. We have 3 more minutes before it's time to leave this call to go over to YouTube and watch the Solex call. Is there anybody who would like to say anything in the last 3 minutes? Anything about, all right, hang on. There we go. Let me get you up here.
I'll come back. Oh,
All right.
So, um, oh my goodness. My husband was at work today and his blood pressure's a little high.
Mm-hmm.
And he just texted me going, I can feel my blood pressure spiking. And it was so lovely because I can just go and start sending the scans and the frequencies to him to help regulate that.
Yeah.
You know, my youngest is over in New Brunswick. And again, as a mom, I have so much peace of mind that I can run the scans and I can see when he's behaving and when he's not,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and then just send him the frequencies that he needs.
Yeah.
It literally is amazing. And as to how quick it works, again, the lady that does the live blood analysis for me, she had a really bad pain the one day that she was there. And, she doesn't understand frequencies, but she's curious about it. And so I said to her, I said, okay, let me prove to you it works. So I got her information in and I started sending her the frequencies for the pain. About 30 minutes later, I just went in to check, right? And I'm like, how's the pain? And she has this blank look on her face, like, what pain? Like, what are you talking about? And then all of a sudden she's like, oh my God, oh, she goes, there's no pain. And I'm like, okay, thank you. I can move on now, right?
Yep. Yep. Mission
And because I
accomplished.
had her, right? And because I had her info a week later, I found out, like, I was sitting with a mutual friend who said, oh, she was up all night throwing up and she's got really bad migraines. So I just texted her and I said, just because I have your information anyway, do I have your permission to send you scans to get rid of your migraine? And she's like, yes, please. And within 5 minutes, like no sooner did I run the scan and send her the email. And my friend got a text going, oh my God, I feel so much better. Right?
Nice.
So
Wow.
it's so amazing as to how quick it can work as well.
That is wonderful. That is really, really wonderful. Thank you so much for that. Thank you. We have 1 minute left, but Linda says she has a testimonial. Please go. Linda, we can't hear you. Now I think we can. Nope. I thought that was you. Yeah, I don't know, Linda. Your audio's not coming through. maybe there's a different microphone that's connected. I'm sorry, Linda.
Save it for next week. Save
Yeah.
it for next week, Linda, and make sure that you come on, and because we'll look for you, and we all want to hear it.
Yeah, we definitely want to hear it. We have to go. It's time to access. Well, Gillian asked, how do you access the next call? Well, you go over to Facebook. What is going on my screen here? All right, you go not Facebook. You go over to YouTube and you search Solex. You search for Solex's YouTube page, and when you get to Solex's YouTube page, you will see this call. I wish I had the link, but find Solex's YouTube channel. Thank you, everybody. We will see you next week. Most likely, Dr. Sheila will be hosting the call again next week. We'll see you then. Solex YouTube, everybody. Head on over there. Thank you, Marianne.
Dr. Darryl.
Thank you. Thank you,
See
everybody.
everybody. Bye.